everyone, welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. I'm Jessica, and today I will be doing a Wip Chat. If you're new here and you don't know what Wip stands for, it stands for Work in Progress, and what that means is that you can bring out your own whip, or you can do things like chores, drive around, or just sit on the couch doing absolutely nothing while you listen to me ramble what's been going on in my week, or weeks, or months. Luckily not years yet. With that being said, I hope you guys are doing well today. It has been, I won't say crazy busy, but it has been, there's been just a lot on my plate. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I am working on, let me pull this up over here. I am working on Totem Phoenix by Fionet from Oraloa. It's a 50 by 70 centimeter. I know it says 70 by 50, but it's 50 by 70. And it has 53 colors. And 4 of those are actually AB. So, but I'm doing this for Alyssa from Mink Arts and Crafts for the Lunar New Year DP along, or DP 25. Sorry. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing okay. I tried to arrange things because it's kind of a dreary day. I have been trying to do a Wip Chat all week, failing very miserably, and then I tried to again yesterday on Saturday, and I failed yet again. If you guys are new, I have 3 children. They are all they're elementary school age and also middle school age. Let's see. Making sure I have everything. I had to bring stuff back upstairs again. Like I've been taking this canvas up and down the stairs. But yeah, my twins, they're going to be turning 10 this year, and they still don't know the meaning of being quiet. One of them especially, he thinks he's quiet, but he's not. Let's see, make sure get everything ready to go. But I want to be probably using tweezers for a little bit on this, like for some of these things, because it's kind of confetti heavy. So I prefer to, put tweezers to put things down precisely, and then I'll go back and start multi-placing. I've been trying to practice using a 6-placer now, and it feels a little weird to use it, to be honest. But yeah, I got a lot of, my goodness, come on. I was doing well with picking this up earlier. But yeah, it's been very, feels like very like, busy and crazy all at once. Even though nothing's been happening, it's just, I'm, trying to get used to getting back into the groove of things, and it's kind of hard to do that. And my therapist keeps telling me, take it easy, do things one at a time, but it's just like, I'm not also the best at listening. Well, sometimes I am. I'm good at listening majority of the time until it's like, gotta take things easy. And then it's like, well, I gotta do all the things. I got to do all the things. I have to. But let's see, okay, that has a little bit of a hole in it, so we'll throw that in the trash. But yeah. Anyway, let's see. So don't know how to kind of start going off today, because like I've tried so many times, I don't even remember like what like I feel very much all over the place. But yeah, it's just it's the beginning of well, not the beginning of the new year, it's like midway of the year. I actually it's a week before my daughter, my oldest, she's gonna be turning 13, guys. 13. It's crazy. I'm not used to this, and I'm seeing things, that are getting me to feel like I'm really old. Like the other day I saw I went on Facebook, and there was I don't really follow this group, but I was kind of added into it. But it was like my high school reunion stuff, and it's like 20-year reunion. Should we start planning this, for the summer or late fall? And I'm like, oh God, I did graduate high school from 20 years ago. And then it's just like, I'm not going. I didn't go for my 10-year. I'm not going for my 20-year. I'm not a big fan of my school, so and I don't really cherish about going. And I already got stuff planned for this summer, so if it is during the summer, I don't really want to be leaving and making plans for that. We have plans that are hopefully sometime in February to do. We were kind of hoping to take our oldest to see her best friend. So my dreams of a certain vacation kind of got dashed. I'm not mad at my daughter, because her best friend, she moved multiple states away, and she's been missing her friend terribly. They've been talking on the phone, and we made plans to maybe do this for Christmas. It didn't happen during Christmas, so we're trying to do this for February, but we don't know if we can afford to. But if we are able to afford to take her up there to go see her friend for a few days, we're not going to be able to do what we were planning to do for me. And I'm not mad about it. It's sad. I feel a little guilty about it, because one of the things is just I told my husband what I wanted to do was when I got the all clear from my doctor about like that I don't have to be on chemo anymore and everything. I wanted to celebrate and go in the cabin. I was like, I just want to go in the mountains. I want to go and have a vacation in a cabin when it's snowing. I specified that I want it to be snowing, and I want a fireplace and a cup of hot cocoa, and then me being able to diamond paint while I can watch and look to see the snow falling. Big dreams, very big dreams, very unrealistic. But hey, I got a dream. But yeah, so that's something I'm kind of hoping to get sometime in the future. Like, just as a little, woohoo! You did it! You've survived! That kind of thing. And it's been a whirlwind with that. And because of all that, there was a point where I've lost a lot of weight when I was on chemo, and then I gained all that weight back. So now it's just I'm like in this weird limbo of like trying to lose weight again. But it was just like, and some people are like, "Oh, good for you! You're finally losing the weight. You're the weight that you wanted." But it's like, yeah, but I'm feeling miserable and I'm sick and I don't feel great. I don't want to be losing the weight like that. Like, I can't even eat stuff. That was the worst thing, was just the awful metal taste in my mouth. Like all the food that I used to like to eat, I couldn't handle. I couldn't even handle soda. I couldn't handle a lot of things. So it was just like, and then once I wasn't on chemo anymore, it was like, I can taste food. It took a while, but it was like, I can taste food again. Oh my God, I can drink this. I can eat that. And I kind of went a little crazy on it. So, but so now I gotta start working on losing the weight again. And it kind of sucks because, I was supposed to start, going through, it's so funny. It's like, with my oncologist, he was also he also specialized in hematology, blood disorders and such like that. I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing the word correctly, but it was funny because like I originally went to him because I was recommended by my weight loss surgeon, because I had to go through a process, and since my mom had blood clots, and so did my grandma, they wanted to make sure that I didn't have the genetic factors for blood clots as well when I went to get surgery from them and stuff. And of course I got the all clear from that, but then he's like, my oncologist, he wasn't my oncologist, he was just, the specialist for looking through genetic blood testing and everything, he was like, well, let's get rid of this tumor that we can see that's in your lungs, and then we'll start clearing you to get into surgery and stuff like that. I'm like, sounds great. Sounds wonderful. I love the sound of that, right? And then we find out, it's cancer, and it's stage 3A, and I gotta go through all this, and then of course I do get a blood clot. I get a pulmonary embolism in my lung. And then it's just like, well, I don't think I'm getting weight loss surgery anytime soon. And now I'm on blood thinners, and I can't get off of them until I lose a certain amount of weight. And it's hard to lose the weight. It is so hard. But I'm going to be trying to do that, so that way I can start getting cleared to go back to weight loss surgery. I don't know if I ever will be, but I'll cross my fingers and still try and lose the weight. But it's so hard. I've never been able to get past a certain number at all. So let's put this up here. Okay, that's some trash. We'll put that in the little container right here. All right, next color is this. But yeah, it's just like, it was just like, man, things aren't going the way I wanted. So it's just like some stuff like that is just little frustrating, because I want to lose weight, and I'm trying to eat healthier again. I'm back to cutting back on soda, so I'm doing good on that. Got to cut back on junk food. I essentially told my husband, like, don't bring junk food in the house, because I have no self-control. I see the food, I eat the food. And that's pretty much, that's all I'll do. I'll be like, oh, that looks tasty, and I have no self-control not to eat it. So, all right, there was only one of this, I noticed, so just grab that and put it here. So yeah, just have to take it easy on that. As my therapist has said multiple times. Also, like, things like, goodness, trying to be more sociable. Like, my therapist told me I have to pick one, but it's just like, one or two things to focus on during the week, but it's just like I said, I want to do all the things instead of focusing on one or two things, because like, we're working on having me get back into learning how to drive again, because with everything, we took a break on that because I was just too sick to even focus on trying to drive, and then my vision kind of went downhill. That kind of sucked. Got some new glasses though, but I might need to renew my learner's permit because it is getting close to being expired. So I might have to renew that again. I was kind of hoping that I would be able to just take the test before then, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm back into the swing of things. I'm starting to learn how to drive again. Well, when I say learn how to drive, it's just that more is like practicing how to drive. Like, I'm pretty good at some parts of it. Although I will say that now that after I've gone through chemo and everything, my focus has been completely shot. So it's harder to focus on things, and which makes me even more anxious and nervous. So yay, thanks for that, chemo. So yeah, I feel like I'm still in a fog half the time, and it sucks. I hate that. So, and it's just like I have to write things down to remind myself on things. Like, I really should have wrote down what to say here, but hopefully I'll remember it. Cross your fingers. But yeah, that's something else I'm going to try and work on. Another thing is basically trying to be more, being more out there, being more sociable. Like, so my therapist was glad when I told her that I started making YouTube videos again, trying to talk to people, so I'm not like becoming a hermit yet again. So that was one of the things, and I told her that that my plan was to continue to do that. Just it's a little hard. Like I said, with my kids, you'd think it would be easier as they get older to do recordings and stuff. because, remember the baby and toddler years, they need all your attention, and they just, you had to make sure that things are doing well before a meltdown, but at the same time, things were on a more of a set schedule. So you were able to do things when, they were sleeping, or if, they were calm and everything. Now that I have an almost 13-year-old and almost two 10-year-olds, that's out of the water. I get a lot of, hey mom, hey mommy, 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 and I'm like, what? And and I don't have any, no one respects privacy here. It's like, they want respect for privacy. I try and make sure I knock on their doors, so that way to let them know that, hey, I'm about to come in, or hey, is it okay for me to come in? Why do they bust through my door? Like yesterday when I was trying to do a Wip Chat, I was like barely a few minutes in, and my son and daughter, they just came bursting through the door to ask about a password, and I'm like, guys, I told you I was recording. Had to scrap that entire thing. Although you guys might find that amusing, probably. And then I was like trying to just record in general yesterday, and their voices, since we got them laptops and then like little floor chairs, they sit right next to the stairs downstairs, so their voices carry up the stairs. And then even though I had the door closed, and I'm like across the hallway and stuff like that, it carried through the stairs, through the hallway, right through the door, and I could hear them clear as day. And my phone picked it up very well. I'm like, hey guys, I'm trying to record, shh. And they're like, we are being quiet. I'm like, your voice is not being quiet. They think they're quiet, but they're not quiet. It's kind of funny. Like, so I kind of gave up. I was a little grumpy yesterday. Like, I tried so much yesterday, but just could not get anywhere. And I shouldn't be frustrated with them, but it was just like, I tried to do it all week, and I couldn't do it at all during the week, when they were at school, because of a lot of things. And I tried to do stuff last week, and I couldn't do that either. And I'll get into that if I can remember. But it's just like, come on, guys, let me just have a few minutes. It was a little frustrating, especially since, like I said, they're almost 10. They should be well equipped to be, left alone for a little bit. I don't need to put them down for a nap. And I can't do Wip Chats during the nighttime, because I sit upstairs when I'm doing my recording, and my daughter's room's like right across from us, so she'll hear me talk. And then even though the door is closed, have my son and daughter like down the hallway, and I just don't want to be, I don't want to interrupt their sleep. So I'm trying to be respectful of that, trying to do that, but it's hard. It really is. Let's see, what other things am I trying to figure out what to do for this year? Look, like I've been trying, I've been cooking again. I started cooking again, which I'm so excited, because I know it's such a silly thing, but I started to be able to cook again, and I'm really excited about that. I get really winded easy though, so like my husband has to take over sometimes to cut vegetables and things like that, so that way it makes it a little bit more streamlined for me. And I'm so grateful for that. And that I'm able to start making foods that I like again. I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier too. So it's just like but it's just like, I'm just happy that I'm able to make food again. It's not all the time. Like, there's times where I cook a bit, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh man, I need to go lay down. And I'll tell my husband, like, I need to lay down and take a nap. I'm too tired. Like, this took way too much out of me. So I've been doing that. And then let's see. I'm trying to think what else has been going on, like goal wise for me. Like, I'm also like started planning to um I started planning to do the Chrissa bug along. So I did that last year in April. I'm going to be doing that again this year. Um, it's not going to be like I was, I was hoping for it to be, a little bit bigger than it was last year. Probably isn't. But I am going to have my good friend Mackenzie from Dragon Wing Diamonds. She's going to help me co-host this year as I'm getting back into the swing of things, and I'm really grateful for that because oh my goodness, I feel like all over the place still. I still feel a little I guess discombobulated, and trying to get used to the process is just it's rough. It's rough. So she's gonna be helping me out. She's gonna help host and stuff. I already got a couple of people, luckily, for sponsorships. So I know I'm gonna have to start reaching out and doing more. And it's just like there was only so much I could do. Like I did I asked 3 people in the same day after I asked her if like, please can you help co-host. And I was just like, after that I was just like, okay, I'm done, I'm tired, no more talking to people. I'm done, I'm gonna just go hide in my little hidey hole. so so I'm glad I'm going to be able to do that, and I'm glad she's going to be helping me. She has been like my rock all of last year, like with everything that's been happening and everything, like me calling her like at random points to just have someone to talk to and cry. I really appreciate that she's gonna help me out with this. I don't know what to do without her. I know I'm being sappy, but I mean like she's been a huge help all of last year. So I'm really I really appreciate it. And then like so right after that, my other plan is that's socializing, and it's very very scary, guys, extremely scary, and this is why I'm also trying to lose weight as well. My goal is to I'm going to a crafting retreat at the end of May, beginning of June, and I'm scared because that's people. Mackenzie's supposed to be there with me, so she's gonna come down here, and we're gonna go on the plane together. Hopefully we're gonna travel together. And I'm not gonna take a Xanax. I'm a little nervous about that, but I want to be able to fit on an airplane seat, and I'm just like, should I buy 1 or 2 seats? I'm really really freaking out about that, and then it's like also like, okay, I know I'm going to need a seatbelt extender, so I'm like, even if I do lose enough weight, I'm pretty sure I'm going to still need a seatbelt extender. So I'm like trying to prep myself for that, get myself mentally prepared for that. Like I've been talking to my therapist, getting through all my anxiety about that. And it's just like, whew, I'm scared about going on an airplane. I have never been on an airplane. Well, I've been on an airplane once that I remember, and that was back in 2006. And that was nerve-wracking too. Like I was with my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, and I only met his parents like 1 or 2 times beforehand, and we were going on vacation to Disney World. He invited me to go to Disney World with him. And so I got to stay with his parents and him, and that is such a weird thing. Like well, not weird, but it was just like, it was so scary because it's just like, I've never been on a plane that I remember. My mom back then said that I rode a plane when I was 2, the last time I was on a plane. I'm like, well, it doesn't count because I don't remember it. And then, of course, my husband, who was my boyfriend, it's like, okay, let's go on a plane. I'm like, okay. And it was just like going there and then meeting up with his parents, and it was a layover one too. It's like I remember like us having to like it because he was a truck driver at the time. We flew from Ohio and stopped at Charlotte, and then we went all the way down to Orlando, and that's where we met his parents. Um, and we were met up with them, and they took us to the hotel and everything, and I got to spend a couple of days at Disney World. It was my second time at Disney World, so I was like, which was so excited because I only went one time, and that was like a year or two prior, and that was as a Bane trip kind of thing. So, but yeah, that was like my last time flying. Like was going from to Disney World and then going back home, of course. So that was a nerve-wracking experience. I remember that much. I was a lot skinnier too back then. um, let's see, but yeah. So that's something new I got to get used to. I gotta prep for all of that. I gotta start buying plane tickets. I've been kind of putting it off just a little bit, just because I don't want to look at the prices. But I know it's going to be expensive regardless, so it's I got to do it. It's got to happen. But it's exciting too because it's like it's a bunch of people that I talk to, that I know that are going to the retreat as well. So it's like it's really exciting but really scary, and I'm just like I'm hoping I'm not going to come across as stuck up or not arrogant. I don't know the word that I'm thinking of. I'm really can't think of the word, but it's just that I know that my battery's going to get drained pretty quickly, and then I'm going to just hide in on myself, and then it's like, and I don't want them to think that I'm just don't want to talk to them because, I don't like them or anything, and I don't want them to like hate me. Like my brain goes off all the places, like oh God, why did I say that? Now they're going to hate me. Oh no, and I'm going to probably be spiraling a couple of times while I'm there. I'm pretty sure, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Hopefully not. I'm just to hope that no one thinks that I'm a jerk or anything like that. If there's a couple times where I just like start hiding and not saying anything because I get scared. I get scared. I'm that wallflower that tries to hide even further. I'm trying to become the wall. I'm like that person that's like, I am the wall. You do not see me. But yeah, so that's another thing that I'm trying to get, focus on, try and get accomplished, check that off the list. As for diamond painting goals this year, I haven't even really talked about what's going on with the kids or anything. I'm so sorry. I know that's what I normally talk during Wip and Chats, but I'm trying to go, let you guys know about what's been happening with my thought process and my goals and everything. Now that I'm feeling better, I want to, let's see, I want to do more with diamond painting. Nothing wrong with what I did last year. It's just like, couldn't help it. I had to stop with a lot of stuff because, hey, woo, cancer. Sorry, I'll stop that. I'll stop that. But yeah, it was just like there was nothing that could be helped. It's just that I had to stop what I was doing for a while, and now I can try and get back into things that. But a couple of things is I want to do more diamond paintings this year. I definitely am hoping I can do more diamond paintings this year, and I'm going to be going through my stash. Sometime. I haven't decided if I am going to make a stash video. I have seen people who made it, and there's like really a lot of rude comments about people who have a huge stash. And my stash, it hasn't hit 200. It's edging closer and closer, however. And I don't know how. Like, I know that other people are going to be like, oh my god, that's awesome, and other people are going to be like, why you got so many? And I haven't decided if I'm going to make a stash video or not. It's still up in the air. But One of the things is I'm going to look through my stash. If I do make the stash video, I can do that as well. I'm going to start trying to find stuff that I bought back in 2021 and start working through that. Like just put it in throughout the year. Like I'm not going to focus solely on that, but I am going to start trying to finish up older kits that I bought back then. There's even a couple of oraloas that I got back then. I think I can get start one of them for spring, because it's more spring type thing. So I think I can do that one, but we'll see. And then a couple of things is, and I know I'm putting too much on my plate, so I don't know if I'm able to really do all this, because like right now I'm working on this kit. I got this canvas that I'm working on. I have the Jaded Gem Shop Winter Mystery. I have that kitted up. I haven't started it, but it's downstairs, ready to start. I'm going to start working on that as soon as I am done with Boba Kitty, which I did kit up right after I posted that video of that unboxing. I immediately kitted it up. I'm like, we're doing this. We're going to do it. And I've been doing that like during the school times when my daughter's off in school, so that way she doesn't see me working on it. I'm trying to keep it hidden, and then when I'm not working on it, this canvas goes on top, and I've been working on this slowly. But those aren't the only ones that I've been wanting to work on. I have flower delivery that I kitted up almost a year ago. I haven't started it at all, but it's kit up. It's like the trays are over here, like literally in this corner on my table, and then the canvas is in that corner of the wall. So it's like I'm looking at both ways, and I'm like, it's just there mocking me. And I'm like, okay, we gotta get this done sometime. So I gotta start working on that. But that's not the only huge canvas I want to work on. I want to work on the Carlac diamond painting that I bought last year for my husband from Jaded Gem Shop, because that's his favorite character from Baldur's Gate. So I want to get that started sometime. I don't know when I'm going to start that, but I want to. And then we have I have a diamond painting that I'm going to be kitting up sometime in the next month. I'm going to be kitting up Catch Me, and it's kind of memeing, kind of jokey, kind of almost slightly bullying, because in the Crafters Den Discord, there's I don't know if she wants me to name her or not, but there's someone who has not finished Catch Me at all, and it's become such a huge thing. So it's now we're going to, and I do this in quotations, motivate her to start working on it by working on our own Catch Me diamond paintings. So I got to start kitting that up once I'm done with Boba Kitty, and start that, like push that into my rotation. Normally I've been trying to keep it down to just one diamond painting, one or two at a time, and I'm like already knowing I'm putting way too much on my plate as it is. So we'll see if I start getting feeling a little burnt out, because not only do I want to do this, I have something I bought from oraloa, and I'm not even diamond painting. I'm just hand gesturing right now. Sorry, but there's something I bought from oraloa a month or so ago. They're pixels, I think. It's not stickers, the stickers or anything like that. It's but they have a, it's kind of similar to diamond painting in a way, but you gotta break apart these plastic little cube things and then put them into place. Like, it's almost, there's like the pattern, and you gotta put it there and start following along with it. I want to try that out. I bought I bought a big kit. I should have bought something smaller, but I bought a bigger one because it's Fionet, and I love that artist. So I want to try that out sometime this year. I don't know when. So that one's part of my goals too. And then of course something that's not diamond painting related. I have a cross stitch that I have not finished. and I need to finish sometime. I want to get that started up again. So hopefully I'll be able to get into that sometime. We'll see. Cross your fingers. All right, I'm gonna switch to using my pen a little bit here. But yeah, those are some of the stuff that I want to do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any of those, but I think the finishing some kits up from 2021 might be doable because they're smaller kits. They're definitely smaller canvases. So I didn't buy huge canvases back then, with the exception of like stuff from Oraloa. But I wanna get started on, definitely whittling down my stash. Definitely getting that down as much as I can. And I'm going to try and go on a low buy attempt. Word is try, Well, I've been doing pretty good. I mean, like, I know Black Friday, I kind of went a little ham. I was given permission to, though, so so I don't feel too bad about that. But I have been a bit more picky over the last few months. You guys haven't been, around my life to see how picky I've been, but believe me, I have been a little bit more picky. But yeah, I'm just, one of my absolutes is buying anything Chrysabug from Diamond Art Club. And then, like, anytime there's a Chrysabug that's on Jaded Gem Shop, I have it wish listed, so that way I can get that sometime as soon as possible whenever I do buy stuff from Jaded Gem Shop. Like, I can add it to like an order, like, just go, here we go. Especially if it gets hand charted. If I wait long enough, it might get hand charted. And then it's like, yes. So I try not to do that too often, but there is like one I really want to get hand charted, but it's just like, do I really want to drop the money on it or what? So I'm debating about that, because trying to keep things low, trying to respect the fact that, I don't have a huge spending budget anymore. And everything like that. So, and I think my husband's appreciative of the fact that I'm trying to do that. I see the looks from my kids whenever they walk in the hallway, because my stash is in my hallway. I have part of it in my closet and part of it in the hallway. Most of it's in the hallway. And my oldest has been making comments of like, that could have been a down payment for my car. She's not even 13. And she's already talking about the fact that she's going to get a car when she's 16. Doesn't even know how to drive, but already thinks we're going to get her a car. I'm like, keep dreaming, kid. Sure. And it's just like, it's funny, but it's just like, at the same time, it's like, man, these comments are not needed. Like, okay, I know I spent a pretty penny on this, but at the same time, this is years and years and years of accumulation. It's not like I just dumped it all at once. And then speaking of that, like, so I kind of go, this is throughout life. I have a preference and I stick by that preference. I don't rarely go outside once I like a certain thing. Unless I try it, and then if I try it, then I kind of stick with that. So, like with Oraloa, I mostly stick with Vionette and Laura Philippon. I usually stick with those two artists. I went outside the books, outside of the those two artists one time this year actually, and now I regret it. It's like, dang it. So it's like, okay, no, I'm going to just stick with these two artists, because I feel better with that. but I have a favorite tray. I always use Bijou Bliss trays. I love their trays. I will buy their color, every single color when I can. And like the other day, I was organizing my tray collection, just trying to make sure I had all my trays and putting them in one area, so that way they're not all separated. And my husband turns at the wrong moment as I'm taking a picture just to show my friends, and goes, "When did you get that many trays?" It's like, again, I accumulated it over the years. Now, 3 of them I can just say those were a Sanix induced buying spree, but I can't say that with the rest of them. But no, it's like there's, I don't buy every single Bijou Bliss tray. I will say that. I buy mostly the events that I participate with, and it's only been like the drills and chills, and then like jingle drills. But then I do buy some of the seasonal stuff, like right over here where it was Valentine's. I have this one. So, and then I, buy like the different fall or winter, stuff and things like that. So, but I don't have every single color. I do not. I'm trying to, but now I've been put to a stop. So, well, kind of. Like, I got a budget. I'm allowed to spend within that budget, so I can use my budget for that. That's how I'm going to justify it. Especially since it was like last month, I got that cute little mushroom one. It was adorable. And then, like, of course, it was just like I needed the candy cane tray, and then I bought one for Mackenzie, because she was like saying, when I come down there, I'm stealing your candy cane tray. I'm like, no, we're not. You can have one as a Christmas gift. But yeah, I wanted to cheer her up anyway, because she was feeling down at that time. So I am about to hit the camera with my head, I think. But it was like, but it was kind of jokey, like, now you have your own tray and you can't steal mine. It's all mine. But yeah, so I just have certain preferences, and I kind of stick with them, and I want to expand my palette while also staying within a low buy. So I did buy from a new shop earlier this month. They haven't shipped yet, but they'll be, once I do, I'm gonna unbox it, and I'm really excited. I'm like, yay! It's only a couple of diamond paintings. It wasn't a lot. And then I sent links to others to my husband, as in, I would really like this as a birthday gift. My birthday's coming up, hint, hint. I don't normally do that too often, because most of the time I pretend that my birthday doesn't exist. I try to. No one lets me forget it, but most of the time I'm trying to forget that it exists, especially as I see that 40 number creeping closer and closer, and then the fact that I have that 20-year reunion. I don't want to think about it, but I was like, I'm turning 38, like, look at these. I gave him like a huge list of diamond paintings, but all in different price points, so that way he doesn't feel like he has to spend a bunch. So I got stuff like, I put stuff like the from Diamond Art Club, like the Diamond Dazzlers ones, and then the Paint Gem ones. And then I kind of went up higher too, so like stuff from Diamond Artisan, and then like Jolly Gem Shop, and then gosh, where else? It's like places that I haven't bought from yet. Oh, and like Enabler's Outpost. I always buy their pens, but I haven't bought one of their diamond paintings yet. So I sent him links all on Discord. Like, I like this. You don't have to buy it all, but this is just, if you are wanting to do something, here you go. Because he keeps saying, I need to know what you want. So I'm like, okay, well, here. I know it's diamond paintings, but here. I did send him a couple of links of stuff that's not diamond painting related, though. Like, there's one where I want this blanket. Everyone in the Discord group I'm in with, they're all obsessed with Udis and stuff like that, but I can't handle those. I bought them for my kids, though. Not last Christmas, but the Christmas before last, and they love it, but I feel too trapped in it. But I found this blanket that was kind of like, almost kind of like a cardigan, but it's cut short right around where you're sitting in a chair, so that way I don't feel like I'm sitting on it, so it's like right on my back, and then it goes over my shoulders, but it won't like slide off my shoulders at all, and then at the same time my arms are, I'm like pushing it off my arms, so the fuzzy bits aren't getting onto my diamond painting. I was like I was like looking through like what would be the perfect blanket for me, and like this one. So I sent him a link to that. And then diamond painting adjacent, I also sent him like a link for a recording thing for downstairs, because I do spend my time downstairs a lot more now. It's hard for me, like I can go up and down the stairs, but my husband says that I sprint. he's like, you don't need to go that fast. And it's just like, if I don't go fast, then I won't make it. Is how I tell him. I can go up down the stairs, but it's just like, I have to take a breather. I have to stop and take a second once I completed a flight. But yeah, it's just like, so I've been spending more time diamond painting downstairs in the office where he is, and I wanted to do things. I wanted to try and do like time lapses and things like that. So I wanted to get like a desk type recording setup going on, so it's like small and compact and easy to bring around. Like if I want to go to the dining table, if I want to go somewhere, sit somewhere else, you know, I can bring that with me easy, compared to what I have here, which is a tripod with a so my recording setup is a tripod or a mic stand, I don't remember exactly which, with a selfie stick attached to said tripod, like it's, you know, screwed on and then flipped onto its side. And then I have my phone like attached to the selfie stick, like there's the magnetic bit, but before it was like something else to screw on for my GoPro, and then it so hovers over here. So it's just like, it's not too complicated, but sorry. But it's just, it's a lot to carry downstairs if I wanted to record downstairs. So yeah, and I've also sent him links to books and other things too. He's been like saying he wants gift ideas, and he wants to know, like, you know, specifically what I like. And I told him that it goes two ways. So I'm waiting for him to give me a link for stuff that he likes. He has not. So I'm going to have to get on to him about that. But yeah, been, you know, going through all of that. I know I kind of went on almost on a little tangent on that. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. But yeah, that's all of the goals I have. I'm probably forgetting some of it. Oh, another goal: don't get sick. I got a little bit of a stuffy nose right now. My daughter Jana, she has a bit of an ear infection. And I'm pretty sure that I got it now, because like my ears have started hurting, and I'm just like, great. So I've been trying not to sneeze during, like, I keep thinking I'm going to sneeze, and I've been trying not to sneeze during this whole time. So I've been like ready to stop the video if I do, because oh man, yesterday I had a huge sneezing fit. It was awful. But yeah, let's see. So some of the stuff that's been happening this week. So this week I couldn't do really any recording. Last week I couldn't do any, well, when I say this week, it's really more now last week and then the week before. So okay, last week I didn't really get to do any recording. My kids had award ceremonies because they are incredibly smart. Way smarter than me. Like, I'm still flabbergasted about how crazy smart they can be. But it was like the second night, it was for the twins, it was like basically the first semester. It's like they were getting awarded with AB honor roll, and then also principal's honor roll. And so we had one day where we spent there, and let's see. Oh, and then they of course they missed a day of school last week. There was no school, I think, on, I'm trying to remember. I think it was Monday. They didn't have school on Monday. I could be wrong. I know they don't have school this Monday. But it's going to be 3 weeks, basically 4 days of school. Trying to see what color do I want to go to? This one next. But yeah, this is going to be the 3rd week of 4 days of school. So, but yeah, so one day was just it was the award ceremony with the twins, and then the next day was for Nicole for just the second 9 weeks. They do it every 9 weeks instead, and it was a principal scholars breakfast because she got all A's. So I had to go to her school, and that same day was also the day where my son and daughter, the twins, at elementary school was going through a spelling bee. I couldn't be in 2 places at once, and that was frustrating. But so I was like, well, no, I'm going to do the principal scholars because we haven't been able to make any of those. We just went to the twins' award ceremony the day before. It'll be okay. But it was rough. And my husband was working, so he couldn't really take time to go to either of those. So he dropped me off over for Nicole, and then he went back home to start working, and then picked me up right after. But yeah, so I spent time with her with the award ceremony. It was also a breakfast, and I couldn't eat half of it. It was sad. But Nicole's all like, "This is what I was telling you about. Their breakfast sucks." And I'm like, yeah. It wasn't very appetizing, I will say that. But I couldn't really eat much of it because got an egg allergy. So, and it's a weird egg allergy. I can eat some things like mayonnaise, no problem, but very thin. It gotta be a thin layer of mayonnaise on a sandwich. I can't have like a huge amount. I can handle a little bit. I can't have boiled eggs. I can't have scrambled eggs. I can't do things that are mostly eggy. So like French toast, can't do that. I can have cookies. Like if I bake stuff, and put it breads and things like that, I'm able to handle that. I'm able to handle things like if I do an egg wash on it, I don't break out too bad, just a little bit. So like if I do chicken parm and stuff like that, I'll break out a little bit, just a little bit. I'll break out in hives. But if I actually eat egg, I'm not feeling good. I'm not going to be doing well. So yeah, my egg, I don't know if it's an egg allergy or an egg intolerance. But I know if it's full on eggs, like scrambled eggs, I was just like, I can't eat this. And I didn't get a choice. They didn't like, hey, here's, you have a choice. It was like literally they just put a styrofoam container in front of us and is like, enjoy. I'm like, thank you. So couldn't eat the eggs. And then the biscuits tasted like those pull away biscuits from Pillsbury, like those biscuits. It was like the off brand of those. And then the sausage was definitely it was like there was like I told my husband, and he's like, oh gosh, that sounds terrible. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So it's like I didn't really eat much. And I felt bad for Nicole. So we don't she doesn't normally eat breakfast over there, so but it's just like I wasn't able to touch much of my food. Plus the eggs were touching the sausage, so I was like, I'm not gonna risk that. Sausage is out, so I mostly had watery grits. I forgot to mention that the grits were really watery, so I had watery grits and a biscuit. And I'm like, I was hungry when I got back home. I'm like, I gotta find something to eat. And he's like, didn't you have breakfast there? I'm like, it doesn't matter. I didn't eat much. So we were able to do that. We celebrated that. And then, goodness, why can't I pick this up? There we go. And then this week, yesterday, she's been practicing. She's been the last couple of weeks. It's been funny because, wait, I'm trying to think now. I can't think. Yeah, see, this is why I'm like, I feel like very, very all over the place with their school. They had, she had after band practice every day. Excuse me, my goodness. Every day for the last 2 weeks. There was a band audition that she had to go for regional band well, I'm going to say last week. It was the week before last. But because we were going to get snow, and I put that in quotations, we were going to get snow, they canceled that on Friday. So we didn't get snow at all. Well, we got snow, but it wasn't snow. It was ice. It was funny though. The kids went outside on that Friday, and it was just like they were wandering around like, what do we do? There wasn't much. It was literally less than 24 hours later, the snow was gone. What was on the ground was there no more. And it was mostly ice, but they were just like, what do we do? But yeah, they canceled the auditions that Saturday because of weather. They didn't want people to risk driving around, because it was, even though there was no more snow, there was still a lot of ice, and we just the South is not it's not equipped for that. Like, I grew up in West Virginia. Like, I know about how to salt the roads and stuff like that. There's no salting down here, especially not through the back roads. So it was just like, okay, well, we'll stay home. And then they went, well, since the auditions didn't happen until yesterday, we'll have another week of practice. So she got to practice again every day after school. So that was just like kind of added stuff until yesterday, which I woke up super early for. Oh goodness, because it was a distance away. I was going to stay home and watch Michael and Jaina, and hopefully do a Wip Chat, which failed spectacularly, like I told you guys. But I woke up early because for the first time, Nicole actually let me do her hair. Like, it's been years. I remember when she was just a kindergartner and I was able to braid her hair, and she's like, now it's like, I don't want you touching my hair. I don't want you anywhere near it, because it's really, really curly. She has bad memories of like when we were first starting to navigate her hair, because I have wavy hair, although the salon person says I have curly hair. Some parts of it's curly, I guess, but most of it's like just waves. It's very like thick waves. It will curl up when it's wet, but like when it's down, it's just frizzy and wavy. But anyway, she has corkscrew curls like around her bangs, and then like really like her hair's grown out a lot in the last couple of years, and I'm just like surprised about that she would even let me touch her hair. So I looked through so many tutorials to see how I can, what kind of braid she wanted, because she didn't want me just do any like a French braid or a Dutch braid or anything like that. So I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, what would go good with curly hair? Because she wanted an updo, well, half updo, and then she wanted, like me to still keep the lower half of her hair still nice and curly. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can figure this out. So I looked and I found a flower braid type to put in, and I did that. I pinned it in. I spent 20 minutes getting this just right, and I was so surprised about how happy she was with it. And then of course I had to pin her bangs. I wanted to put her bangs back, but she's like, no, I don't want anyone to see my forehead. She goes, the bangs stay, but her bangs have gotten to the point that it's in her eyes. And I'm like, you need to see the notes when you're playing your clarinet. She's like, I don't care. The bangs stay. So I was like, okay. And she wasn't letting me touch it. I'm like, how about this? How about I try and figure out a way to keep your bangs, but they're not in your eyes anymore. So I had to spend another 5 minutes fiddling around with that. And we won't know the results if how well she does or not, because until Tuesday-ish. They'll let us know if she she gets through the second round or not. She thinks she's not going to. She's like told me, I squeaked too many times. I'm like, you've practiced and practiced. You have shown that you have done a lot of good work. She goes, yeah, but only I think it's like only 30 clarinets out of 200 something are going to be able to get in. She goes, I don't think I'm going to. I'm like, well, you never know, and you've done your best. So if you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. You know. So the second round is coming up this week, by the way. And if we find out she's in, that's another week of practicing. And then it's funny because she was making plans to do something for her birthday, because her birthday is literally next Sunday. And she was making plans to have her friends come and everything. I'm like, well, those plans might be postponed. Just wait. And I'm like, just be patient. And well, they might be postponed anyway, because we got inclement weather coming this week too. And I'm like, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that. But it's funny because it's like no one knows if we're gonna get snow or not. But everyone agrees we're definitely gonna get cold. Like there's a high. I know people up north are gonna be laughing at me, but there's a high of 27 in the south, 27 Fahrenheit. A high, and I'm like, that's not normal. I mean, like I was used to that growing up, but I'm not used to it anymore. And the reason why is because our house, our heat, our HVAC unit cannot handle when it goes below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It cannot handle it. So we have to turn the heat off and rely on space heaters. And it looks like for 3 days, we're not going to have the heat on. It's just going to be space heaters for what room we're residing in. And I'm just like, I'm going to be miserable, aren't I? because it's cold. It's cold. It gets cold, and then like there's no insulation in certain parts, especially in the living room where where we have basically a black tarp covering one part of the wall, and then it goes into the garage, which is another black tarp. So there's no insulation barrier between that. Yes, there's plastic there, but there's no... I grew up in a house without insulation, so like I know, like, and people are like, well, there's a black tarp there. That doesn't matter. Cold will get in. It's going to be cold regardless. If the garage is always cold because there's no insulation in the garage. So therefore, the living room, especially in that little part, is going to be cold. So I'm just like, yay! Where's my heat? Where's my blanket? Where's my hot cocoa? So yeah, we're still getting that worked out. At least we have the electricity stuff working again. But we found out that like no one is going to be able to do anything to fix the walls or repaint until possibly June. And I'm just like, I gotta look at that for several months? Really? Really? And I'm just like, oh man, this is not a good time. This is not a good time for me. Because it's just like, I wanted to get into 2025 on a good note, and that's not a good note. But yeah, let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Because I'm seeing that the clock, how long I've been talking, and I probably should be cutting it off. So I'm going to do that. I'll probably just, if I remember anything, I'll try and jot it down. There we go. Almost said dot it down. But anyway, sorry we didn't get really too far into this, since I was like kind of using my tweezers a good bit. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, even though I was kind of rambly. But if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!